everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to just be making a quick video about how I'm getting digital marketing results for local businesses in 2024. As you guys know, I've been making these videos for quite some time now, and my business hasn't really changed. I'm still delivering digital marketing services to local service-based businesses that need it. So I'm going to be covering how we're working with CT Moving and Storage. This is a moving company in my area, how we're getting them results, and ultimately just how the world is changing. I'm sure you guys have seen the revolution of AI, and now there's this new thing called zero-click results, which is basically the idea that Google is no longer sending traffic to websites. So I want to talk about how I'm getting around that and how you can create a strategy that supplements quality leads that come into a brand. So without further ado, let's kind of get into it. So this is a website that we've designed for CT Moving and Storage. As you can see, our logo is at the bottom, and you can see that it follows a pretty similar design structure to the rest of our websites. And the reason for that is just because we've seen this design structure work. Now, with this website, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. There are different ads that are running, as you can see in the different platforms. There are Google ads that are running. There are local service ads that are running. And we've been working with them for quite some time now. So I want to kind of show you behind the scenes of what these results look like and how you can generate similar results for your business or the brand that you're working with. So when we build a client site that looks like this, mainly what we're trying to do is we're trying to focus on all of the different conversion points. So we have the logo, we have the navigation, we have the amount of reviews that they have from Google, we have the phone number always visible, the contact us always visible. But the real big change that we've been noticing, especially in the zero-click economy, if you will, is that people are visiting the websites less, and you have to push people to the website. So this is nothing new, of course. Advertising has been around forever. But in the world of zero-click, you can't just rely on the search engines to generate the leads for the brand anymore. So I'm going to open up my tool Splashdot here. And by the way, we are beta testing this tool. So if you're interested, there's a link at the bottom of this description where you can sign up for the waitlist and also get on the beta test list. But really what I wanted to show you was I wanted to show you a couple of things. One is the organic traffic overview of this domain. So since we've been working with CT Moving and Storage, a lot of their traffic initially when we started with them relied heavily on organic search. And as you can see, we had a time period where organic search was doing really well. Then the algorithm changed a bit. Now it's doing well again. But really the main focus to driving the leads has actually been taking traffic from external sources on the website. SEO has changed a lot. So if I were to look at the keywords that this domain is ranking the most for, I'm going to find that a lot of their keywords are money keywords, meaning these are phrases that people are searching, and usually they're competitive because they're keywords that are going to generate more leads for the brand. So for example, keywords like CT movers, keywords like moving service, Connecticut moving company CT, things along those lines are the different keyword phrases that people are going to type in and they're going to want to rank for. A lot of these keywords have a high cost per click. So that's what was really attractive about SEO when I first started, was that the cost per click, generally speaking, was always really high. And the companies that I was working with initially didn't have the budget to pay for a really high Google ad spend. Because if your ad spend is $2,000 per month and your cost per click is $20, you're only going to get, let's say, 100 clicks. If 2 of those convert into leads, you're going to get 20 leads for a $2,000 budget. Depending on the return on investment per client, that could be lucrative. For example, a personal injury attorney, that could be very lucrative. For a moving company, it could be lucrative too. Their average move is about $1,500 to $3,500. So it could still be lucrative running a solid PPC campaign. But what I'm here to tell you is that a lot of these keyword phrases are really expensive. And there's just no shot that you're going to rank for keywords like CT moving service, number 1, with 720 search results, if you don't have really solid brand domain authority. And domain authority is one of those things where it's really, really critical to have, because you're never going to rank for these keyword phrases if you don't have a high domain authority. So what I started to learn when I started doing SEO was that the clients I was working with didn't have a high domain authority. Now, domain authority, domain rating, all of these things are metrics that were made by Moz. But you can see that on an average domain authority of 21, this is going to put me in a position to rank for that keyword phrase at the top of the search results. If my domain authority was not that high, I would not be able to rank for that keyword phrase. So it's very difficult to do SEO, I've found, on businesses or brands who have a low domain authority. And the domain authority really predicts how well a domain will rank in the search results on a scale from 0 to 100. So if I were to run another Splashdsh report, except this time try to gather some keyword data, let's say I wanted to gather some broad match keywords and I wanted to type in, let's say, moving company. If I wanted to do this, it's very difficult for me to rank for any of these keyword phrases because my domain authority is only average. So a lot of the keyword phrases that are considered high competition would be very difficult for me to rank. I'd need to have a higher domain authority. But if I wanted to set up a strategy where I target some of the lower competition, I can do that as well. So instead of targeting moving company, I would target moving company cost. Because of the domain authority that I've already established for CT Moving and Storage, I can target a lot of these keywords and pretty much guarantee that they're going to rank at the top of the search results because they've done the hard work in building their brand. So really, really critical that when we look at the URL metrics of a brand, we take a look and account for domain authority. Every time I take on a client, the first thing I do is I look at their domain authority because that's going to give me the ultimate determination if their website is qualified to rank at the top of the Google search results. So if I made a search for, let's say, moving company and I went in Southington, I would find a lot of different results here. I'd find the brand that we're working with, a couple of different competitors in the local area, and things like this, right? So you'll find a bunch of competition in the local search results. If I were to take one of those domains, let's say it was this competitor here, you can see that not only are we beating them on design, but we're also probably beating them on some key metrics. So the good thing about Splashdsh is I can use multiple different API integrations or multiple different SEO softwares that I really like, and I can compare them side by side. So let's say in this case, we went to CT Moving and Storage and then put in the competition. I'm going to go ahead and be able to compare metrics between Moz, SEMrush, and Ahrefs with one action without needing to access any of them through different windows. So just by looking at this data, I could tell you confidently that if our client, which is CT Moving and Storage, was competing against McCabe's, which that looks like it's the case, I can confidently say that I'd rather work with this brand because their domain authority is generally higher. Now, same thing with linking pages, which is ultimately the reason the domain authority goes up as long as the spam score stays low. You can see on McCabe's situation, the competitor, their domain authority is low, likely because of the low amount of linking pages, so they don't have many root domains linking to their primary domain. And then their spam score is also high too, which is the percentage of sites that have spam or really toxic links as an indication that is not a good link. So probably the first thing that I would do if I was working with McCabe's Moving is I would use Google's disavow tool. And this disavow tool is going to allow me to remove any of the unnatural links pointing to their website. A lot of SEOs have talked about whether this is something that is practical or if it's just a waste of their time. But if a spammy website is linking to you, it's best to remove it so Google doesn't think that you're buying links or violating their spam policies. So this could be something that could actually be hurting the competition as it is here, and that's probably what's giving them a high spam score and a low domain authority. So Splashdsh will indicate for me what's average, what's low, and what's considered high. So CT Moving definitely has room for improvement, and remember, the higher that goes, the more likely I am to rank for all of the different keyword phrases that I can pull from SpyFu, SEMrush, Ahrefs, etc. So that's kind of the first thing is that over the years, I've definitely learned to work with brands who have a higher domain authority, and that's just a quick scan away by using Splashdsh or any other SEO tool. Scrolling down, I can see that the amount of links are critical too. But you've got to keep in mind that this data here coming from SEMrush backlink comparison, if you have a lot of backlinks, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a higher authority score. Now, authority score is something that SEMrush made, which is very similar to domain authority. So even though they measure it differently, you can see that the trend is still pretty accurate here, that our client has a higher ranking than the competition does. And if I were to copy the competition and run that keyword report one more time to see what they're ranking at the top for, I could pretty much guarantee you it's not going to be the keywords that we're ranking really high for. So higher amount of domain referring domains, higher amount of backlinks usually is going to lead to a higher domain authority, which is going to allow you to rank higher for the keywords that you're doing keyword research on. So if you have a site that has low domain authority, don't even bother trying to rank for the competitive keywords. Instead, spend your time trying to build up your domain authority, which we're going to talk about in just a second here. Then if we look at the traffic spread, you can clearly see that the competition in the blue here does not get nearly as much organic traffic as Connecticut Moving and Storage, CT Moving and Storage does. And that's ultimately because the keyword phrases that we're ranking for, generally speaking, have a much higher search volume. So that's just naturally going to happen when you have keywords that are being searched much more often. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what keyword phrases the competition's ranking for. And I can kind of visualize this for you to show you why looking at the domain authority has been such a critical component of me growing my agency. So you can see here that a lot of the keywords that they're ranking for, piano movers in CT, moving companies in Southington, Wallingford movers, and I can kind of keep going down the list here and seeing which keyword phrases they're ranking for. A lot of them aren't in the top 3, top 5 positions. In fact, you can see here that they have 8 keywords in the top 3. 132 keywords are actually in the top 11 plus. When in contrast, when we look at CT Moving's report, you can see that they are ranking for 35 keywords and then 1,300 in the top 11 plus. So there's obviously a lot of room of opportunity to have these keywords show up in the higher search results, and that's why they engage us in an ongoing SEO plan so that we can continue to update those URLs so they enjoy higher organic traffic rankings. So going from 1,400 keyword results to, I believe the competition was 145 keyword results, that's going to generate them a lot more leads. And guys, that's what this is all about. That's why companies retain SEO agencies. That's why they retain digital marketing agencies, is to generate the results. So it's a lot easier to generate the result when you're a bigger brand. So when we're talking about results, a lot of it comes through the web. So a user goes to their web page, they fill out this contact information, we register that as a lead, and then we report how many leads those are coming from, and then we like to get clarity on the sources of where those leads are coming from. A lot of the times, the sources come from 3 different places. One is direct search. That means somebody typed in their brand name, visited their website, and as a result of their brand, CT Moving and Storage got that lead. That is called branded, not blanded. Blanded would mean a lead that comes usually from a search term that is searched online. So somebody makes a search for the term moving company, and they find your company. They've never heard of you before, but they like what they saw online. They may call you and they may book with you, but that is going to be, generally speaking, a lower conversion rate. That's what I like to call blanded. Now, when it comes to the actual conversion of the website, the second way that they find us is through SEO. So somebody types in a keyword phrase like these ones here, and then you show up at the top of the search results for those keyword phrases, and then they visit your website. Again, could be blanded as well. And then there's the third way, which is running paid media. And this is one of my favorite ways, not only because I love the idea of designing these different graphics, I love the idea of the metrics that go along with them, I love the idea of creating new videos for the clients, I love all of that. But critically speaking, all of these ads go to the client's website. So you'll see clicks, clicks, clicks. We always send the traffic directly to the client's website. And the reason why we do that is because when the website's getting more traffic, that means that Google is seeing the activity on the website, and the customer, the visitor that's going to see that web page, is experiencing the design that we've spent so much time, effort, and not quite honestly, money building out. So it's really, really critical that in the zero-click world, you are considering bringing people directly to the website into their own each individual pages. So when I look at a graphic like this, and I look at what's going on Meta, let's say, that's where we're running this ad, you'll see that it has some text, and then you'll see that it's actually going to that landing page. So we always try to make sure that we not only set up the right site, optimize it for the right SEO performance, and then send it directly to those landing pages. you could take the strategy a little bit deeper and actually start to create web graphics for each of the different types of services that they offer, so that those pages or those ads go directly to those pages, which is ultimately going to improve the brand search and the visitors of individual pages on a website. When we do top pages reports, which is a report that you can pull that'll show a website's top pages, for example, if I were to run this on the competition, generally speaking, you'll see that a majority of the pages that a business has on their website does not get any traffic. You can see right here that the top 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pages get traffic. After that, you start to see a significant drop off of visitors that visit that web page. For example, you'll have things like CT hot tub removers near me or movers near me. A page like this that they've spent time and money on, generally speaking, is not going to get any web visitors, even though they might be ranking at the top of the search results. And that's where a more advanced comprehensive SEO strategy and a digital ad strategy becomes important. So in this case scenario, I may want to create a hot tub movers page or graphic that looks like this, and then send traffic to that page, start to gather conversions on that page, and then Google is going to actually put that search result towards the top and rank you for more keyword phrases. That's exactly what I've been doing with a lot of our clients in the past year or so, is I've been taking a lot of what they're ranking for, such as these ones here, and I've been sending traffic individually to these pages using platforms like Meta, trying to get them to index and rank these pages higher on the search results so that the client can enjoy leads from all of the different variety of sources on the planet. So when it comes to ranking a website, it is all about nowadays understanding the zero-click results, which is really any result that Google shows you without sending traffic to a specific website. You're seeing this a lot with the AI results that look like this. You're seeing this a lot with ChatGPT. Although the information is mentioned here, because the decline of the clicks are going to those pages, I firmly believe that by creating a comprehensive zero-click strategy, sending traffic to individual pages, which hypothetically, after doing a lot of research on a lot of competitors' websites, they don't get any traffic to those pages, you're much more likely to rank in the top search results if those pages have blood or life. That's how that works. And so with that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I plan on making some more videos on some of the stuff that we're doing for our existing clients. We have over 300 of them, so there's a ton that I can teach you on how to do that. But if you're interested, we are doing Splash Dash beta tests. Feel free to visit the website, put your information in, and I'd love to get your hands on Splash Dash so you can see how the tool works. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.